My name is Vikki, and I was homeless for 4.5 years. I have schizophrenia, and I started hallucinating and having delusions that my medication was poisoning me. So I stopped taking it, and about 2 weeks later, I started having hallucinations of enemy armies invading America and killing me and everyone I ever cared about. So in psychosis, I ran away and I found a place behind the old Santa Monica Library in Santa Monica, California. Luckily, there were some Vietnam vets there. They were homeless too, and they kind of took me under their wing and they watched out for me. That's one thing. I could sleep where a lot of women out there can't. And it's there that I lived for 4.5 years. Most days I would wake up at 5 a.m. because if I didn't, I was afraid the police were going to ask me to leave or even worse, arrest me. I walked aimlessly 10, 12 hours a day, yelling at walls for hours, walking in circles, screaming at these enemies. I call it the monster system. The system is so scary to me. There's no information, like how to get your doctor to give you a housing voucher. Thankfully, this kind stranger who dropped off food about once every week or two, one day he just finally asked me, please, you go to Ocean Park Community Center in Santa Monica. There was a family clinic there, and I was in such a bad way that I finally said yes. And then one day, the caseworker said, how would you like to live at the Downtown Women's Center in downtown Los Angeles? I kind of just said, okay. And I didn't know how to fill out the paperwork. By this time I had to relearn how to do everything, including take a shower every day. She fills out the paperwork, and about 2 weeks later, I got an interview. And about 3 weeks later, the caseworker walks up to me. I'm sitting in the dining room, and she says, you got accepted. You have an apartment. All I kept saying was, no, because I was so amazed. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't even absorb it. What do you say about people that saved your life? What do you say? I have a great life. I'm now an advocate with Corporation for Supportive Housing. The CSH Speak Up program takes formerly homeless people and teaches them to tell their story where it matters, to senators, Congress people, in a way that can help solve the crisis of homelessness. The workshops are incredible. You get to learn all the latest new advances and the coordination and the networking of what's working today. It changes who you are. When I first got into the advocacy program, I was totally afraid. I would listen to everyone else, but I would kind of just be real quiet so they wouldn't notice me. The whole program really changed my life, teaching me to not be afraid, to tell my story, and that it does help. Life is incredible. I love waking up. I have the greatest life. I really do. People actually call Ann English, our director, and say, hey, can we have that lady talk over here because we heard about her and we want to hear her story. I travel all over the place. I go around to Congress people, senators, police departments, students. I love talking to students and trying to explain that, this is what homelessness is, just a normal person that got in a bad situation, whether it be mental illness or poverty or whatever, but it's just a person. And trying to put that face to what homelessness really is, to help people get a house just like I did. And it's just knowing that I'm actually making a difference. And CSH gave me that. My life today is incredible, I gotta tell you. I wake up in the morning and I love my life. I appreciate my life. I have friends. I have people that care about me. I can't explain how incredible it is to live again after feeling like I was dying for so long. Please, supportive housing is the answer. I live with 46 other women here in this apartment building alone. They're all success stories. Supportive housing works.